with a T-shirt that says Al, not Alice.
Nice. That's cool.
And then he goes, Michael, you had them both.
That's funny.
Well, one album you worked on that I know Aaron's going to want to hear about is the Overkill Under the Influence
Oh,
album.
I love Overkill.
It's one of his all-time favorite bands.
Well, that was just a mix, right? Yeah, I think
Was
it was
that a
just
mix?
a mix.
Let me go back to your... I got your discography opened up in front of
I
me.
should say.
It's hard to keep track of
mix.
it all.
That was just a mix. Well, at that point, I got to mix a lot of records and like Overkill and Megadeth and stuff like that. That stuff was already recorded.
Yeah.
And I was working so much, I can't really... The way mixes go, you work on a song all day, and then in the evening the band comes in, listens. If they're happy, they're gone after like 15 minutes.
Right.
You don't hang that much.
Yeah, there's not much interaction.
Maybe go to dinner or something like that.
Right.
And so that's kind of like how it was.
Right.
And it was at the Enterprise, I think. Yeah, the Enterprise Studio. And that's what I remember. Same with Megadeth. It was the same thing. They would come in and,
Say
don't want to
yay
hold
or
you
nay.
up. Disappeared again. Except for Jeff Young, he would stay and we would work on guitars a little bit and stuff like that.
That's cool.
But there's a lot of mixing at that point. I love mixing.
Yeah.
As long as what I'm getting from people is okay. And at that time it was. But nowadays sometimes you get stuff. It's just forget it.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass to do.
Even Michael Wagener can only work so much magic.
Yeah. I mean, I got the magician hat, but,
Some days you have to put that one on.
Yeah, but sometimes it's just like you wonder why some of those people are even in the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit watered down.
Yeah. It's like, really? You give me a DVD, it says Song 1 with a Sharpie on there, and that's it? And no sampling frequency, no bit rate, no tempo, no track sheet or remarks. Song 1. Here.
How much of stuff like that do you get? Do you still get a ton of people coming at you with stuff like that?
Yeah.
Unsolicited demos?
And I'm getting more and more picky, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm seeing so much stuff out there that's just noise to me.
Right.
So I'm totally going by the quality of the musicians.
Right.
Excellent.
And the vibe and the feel. And there's got to be something there that excites me. Otherwise,
why do it?
It turns into a job.
Yeah.
And, I never want to do that.
Well, there's so much of that going on nowadays. We're ready for something unique, something that rocks but stands apart from all the same songs.
Even if it's not completely something new.
Yeah.
But it's just got to rock.
If it's good, it's good.
It's got to have a vibe. It's got a groove. And listen to Van Halen. And that grooves. No matter what you look at.
Even
think
the
about
latest
the songs.
album, what they're putting out nowadays, most recently is amazing as well.
Or this guy on the wall over here.
Yeah,
I'm pointing
Angus.
at an Angus Young poster.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
is that your guy?
my band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one band I would love to work with.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't care if it's in 10 years when nobody knows them anymore. But
it'll
I
be 100 years
I
of
don't think
people
that's
know who
ever
they
going to
are.
happen.
Yeah.
Everyone's always going to know AC/DC.
Yeah.
So you've liked them since the
I love
beginning?
them. I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was, when I had that studio in Hamburg, part of my job was Warner Brothers would come and they would, in order for their staff to hear the new music, I would make a cassette out of different tapes and whatever. There was no CDs and stuff like that.
Right.
I'd make a cassette and they would play that cassette with the new bands to their stuff.
Yeah.
Should we sign that? Should we?
Yeah.
And then Highway to Hell was, that was 79, wasn't it?
79.
Yeah. I got that and I go, holy shit.
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
Yeah.
I loved it. And then Back in Black is my favorite all-time record.
Oh, really?
All-time. And that's going to be, after that, there's a long way nothing.
Right.
So it's going to be hard
So far
to topple
above
out.
the rest.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You can't argue with Black and Black.
And you just put it on and you're grooving and you that's
it's
it.
a timeless
You're
album.
in it.
Yeah, and it's just one of those. Well, that and Highway to Hell both. You can't really tell what era it was released in.
No.
It works in any decade.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
We've done 2 shows on AC/DC. We did our favorite Brian Johnson era songs and our favorite Bon Scott era songs, and both of them were 2 of the most fun shows we ever did.
Yeah.
Because just just going into their catalog.
And everybody
so much
loved
fun.
both
yeah.
of them.
Yeah, and they're deeper than that. Everybody's like they write the same album over and over again. No, if you really get into their deep tracks, there's a lot of variations.
It's not the band's fault. It's modern radio's fault for taking 5 AC/DC songs and playing them over and over and over. When there's so many good AC/DC songs that you could choose from.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't know.
You can play anyone.
No,
not
really.
And then we did a cover here with a band called Hydrogen. I don't know if you know them.
I remember them.
With Julie, the singer, it's a girl singer.
Yeah.
I would never do an AC/DC cover with a guy.
Yeah,
singer. You know, that's sacrilege. But Julie's an amazing singer.
Yeah.
So we did Back in Black.
Yeah.
And she sang that in one take. But you go, oh, the drums are so simple. No way they're simple. You know, he plays that hi-hat up front, he plays the snare on and the snare late and the kick drum right on.
Yeah.
Try that sometime.
Right.
It's so freaking hard to do.
Wow.
You know, the drummer that we had was really, really good. Came out good. That was a really good version.
Yeah, I remember
but
Hydrogen.
it didn't end up on the album because AC/DC does not allow, did not allow digital distribution. They only wanted to sell whole albums. So
Right.
you couldn't have one AC/DC song or cover on your record.
Right.
That's
So
what it
far-
should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For iTunes, would have had to take that off.
Right.
So we ended up doing 18 in Live cover.
Yeah, I remember
and,
that.
and
yeah.
put that one on.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Called Rachel. I goes, okay, we do a cover. Yeah, she goes, sure, man.
Right.
So that's cool. So AC/DC is at the top of the list of bands you'd want to work with?
Yeah.
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 Who else is on that
And
list?
the next one would have been Judas Priest,
Judas
but
Priest.
that's no more.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a shame.
I think Halford is one of the best singers.
Yeah, no doubt
in
about
this
it.
business. You know, I've worked with Jolene Turner, which personally that's my favorite guy,
Yeah.
singer, and I worked with him on the Randy Rhoads tribute album that we did.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's not a lot of other bands. Maybe what is that band that sounds kind of like AC/DC?
Airborne?
Airborne.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
That,
Airborne.
I would love to
They're a
work with
great
them.
band.
You know?
Yeah?
Or even with Steel Panther.
Yeah.
You know,
they'd be
that's
fun.
my thing.
We need to get them out here.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
What's on him on the way
And
here?
aren't they managed by Paul Geary?
They
The drummer,
are.
ex-drummer
Yeah,
from Extreme.
drummer.
I should
Right
call
on.
him
And he
up.
also used to manage Godsmack.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was telling him on the way out here, I was like, another Nashville resident, I know you're not a big Kiss fan, but I'd like to see you get Vinnie Vincent out here.
Yeah.
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 See, put out the call to Vinnie Vincent,
Yeah.
get him out of retirement, get his crazy ass down here and play some rock and roll.
Did you ever have any dealings with him back in the day?
No.
No?
I've seen him a couple of times.
Yeah?
But
here in town?
No,
Oh,
way
I was
back.
I was going to say, I don't think anyone's seen him here in
He
town.
was opening up for Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, 86.
Way back. Yeah.
Yep.
My mom was here from Germany at the
really?
time. She was completely freaked out. The lights blinking and all.
Yeah.
She had never been to a rock show before.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't help things with Vinny doing 25-minute guitar solo.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Well, you know, and we always do. This is the Decibel Geek podcast, so we always talk about them a little bit.
Yeah.
What are your feelings on Kiss, and have you ever had any run-ins with those guys?
Yeah, I know Gene.
Yeah.
You know, and back then when he had a label, and
Simmons
we
Records.
went out for dinner in Las Vegas. Actually, kind of a funny situation, and yeah, you know, that was all the scene.
Yeah.
You know, I still had an airplane at the time, so we flew to Vegas, and
You had an airplane?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I'm a pilot. Yeah,
Nice.
and there was me and two other guys, mastering guys, and hey, let's just go visit Gene, and you know, we can have dinner. And so okay. And so we go there, we have dinner, and he was with Diana Ross at the time.
Oh, yeah, so this is early 80s, yeah.
So it was them two, Gene and Diana and me. We all sat at one table, but it was the World Topless Contest.
Oh,
So if you would sit with Gene Simmons and Diana Ross on one table,
Yeah.
there will be photos.
Of
Yeah.
course.
You know, and the girls with the black lines over
Yeah.
their boobs, you know. So, and I had told my then wife, yeah, that's where we're going, you know, but those two hadn't. So they were in a little bit of trouble. We called it table for five. Yeah. And Gene and I would try to work together on some. We've been talking, you
Yeah.
know, way back.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not doing his
And
thing
you know,
anymore.
it's just. It's not that I don't like Kiss. I really, really respect them for what they did.
Sure.
You know, the music is maybe not 100% what I would go for.
You kind of look at them in the same boat as like you do Poison, where it was a party rock band and not.
I think they're above Poison quite a bit.
Well, yeah.
You know, but
obviously,
what they have achieved with their stuff, and with their shows, and
right.
it's just unbelievable.
Right.
You know, it's just like. I wouldn't like listen to a CD. I go and see a show,
sure.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like I hate Kiss. No, absolutely.
But
not.
you want the whole package with the visual part of it too.
And I watched them when they were here, like years and years and years ago, and watching them from the side of the stage. It's like every band I've ever worked with was on stage at the same time.
Oh, really?
Spitting fire, spitting blood, flying through the air. You know, that's all bands that I've worked with.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
all mixed into one.
Right there. And that's where it came from.
Well, yeah, you worked with Blackie Lawless and Wash.
Yeah.
What was he like to work with?
He was intense.
Yeah?
It was just a mix, actually.
Yeah.
Inside the Electric Circus.
Right.
And he was intense. He knew what he wanted, and he would follow that. So that wasn't intense as much as Metallica was.
Right.
You know, very intense sessions where they had a vision and they follow that vision. And if you would like go off, no, don't do that. You know.
Yeah.
So you kind of had to sneak in some stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
To satisfy my.
Yeah.
You know, so I could sign for it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, like with Metallica, they back in those days, they really were not much for taking direction, I would think.
No.
Yeah. They knew what they.
And it was like
do.
James sitting here and Lars sitting here, and all I'm hearing from James is, "Fucking drums are way too loud. All I can hear is guitar," said Lars. You know, and they're talking to me, and I
like
go,
a Stretch Armstrong.
guys, you want to talk to each other?
Yeah.
And I go, "What about the bass?" He's not here.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
You know, and then Cliff came in, and he actually, we mixed the intro to Orion.
Yeah.
You know, it was him and me
It's
at the
incredible
console mixing it.
piece of music.
Fucking 2 months later, he's dead.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. What was Cliff like to work?
Oh, amazing.
Great
What
guy.
a nice guy.
Yeah.
What a nice guy. You know, great musician, great mind.
Yeah.
A little bit out there,
Yeah.
but in a really, really good way.
But didn't it seem like he had a big? To me, it seemed like I would guess he probably he actually had a big input creatively.
Yes,
with
I
what
think
they
so.
did.
Yeah.
And then it kind of became the James and Lars show after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You know, I wasn't there when the album was recorded.
Yeah.
You know, and it was recorded really, really well.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
and yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. You mentioned Poison earlier with the whole not taking the point and taking the $5,000. Is there any other examples of where it's something you were like, no, I'm not going to work on this, and then it just shot up the charts?
Appetite for Destruction.
Really?
Yeah.
Did Alan bring that to you?
Alan goes, "Here, I have this band. Can you mix this for me?" And I honestly, then I looked at the band and I go, "They're on drugs."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
They
know,
were
and
a
I had
mess.
some bad experience with that before.
Yeah.
So I go, "No, Alan, no." $6 million mistake.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then the other one was Soundgarden.
Yeah.
I turned down Soundgarden's. I think, when was that? 1990,
The
91?
Bad Motorfinger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
Oh, really?
man.
And that was A&M comes to me and goes, "Here, what do you think of that?" And
Yeah.
then the demo that they had was way out there.
Okay.
It was way out of what I would normally do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I have to give it to Michael Breinhorn did that, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to give it to him. He did an awesome job.
Oh, yeah,
it
it's
turned
great
into
album.
But
Great rock
I go,
album.
no, it's not
Not your thing.
my alley. You know.
Yeah.
Now
Well-
imagine if I would have done Soundgarden and Appetite for Destruction, there
Yeah.
would have been no other producer in L.A. at the time.
Yeah.
I would have done it
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
because
you
all the
covered all the
people
bases.
came out of those.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
they grew out of that, and all the way up to grunge.
Yeah.
I would have been the main guy.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
I did pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you
you
did.
did all right for yourself.
Yeah.
I'm
Really good.
enjoying it.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, is there any bands that you thought this is for sure going to be massively huge? and
Kane
never-
Roberts, I thought was going to be his album, Criminal Justice. I thought would have been massive.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because it had some absolute hits on it. You know, and then his follow-up album there, where Desmond Child wrote a bunch of songs and Diane
Yeah.
Warren
Yeah.
wrote a bunch of songs.
Hitmakers.
I thought that would have
Yeah.
been great. But as far as I understand it, Kane and Alice had the same management, Shep Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And MCA at the time was going to take Kane off the roster. because they just were cleaning up.
Yeah.
And then